You're listening to Cards to the Moon, a podcast about trading cards from both a collector and investor perspective. We hope you'll stick around for the ride as we take a deep dive into the state of the hobby, share some hot takes, hopefully some useful advice, and fun stories along the way. Hey guys, welcome back to Cards to the Moon. This is episode 280. My name is Clark from 5cardguys.com and 5cardguys on Instagram and on YouTube. Co-hosting with me is our regular second line, to use some hockey terminology here, of Cards to the Moon. Will and Roy are back with me, and usually I call them up when I need to talk about WWE cards or Pokemon cards, which we'll do on the show today, but we'll also be focusing on sports cards as we usually do as well. All right, so guys, off the top, we're familiar with the Topps buyback program for baseball cards, which is, when participating local card shops issue store credit for those who return the Topps Chrome baseball card of the AL and NL MVP winners for that year. So this past season, for example, you got store credit if you have an Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani 2024 Topps Chrome card. I bring this up because Topps is doing the same for the 2025 WWE Topps cards. And I'm glad Will is on the show today because I'm hoping you can clarify for us what's going on here, okay? If you look on the Topps website, it says that participating hobby shops are buying back 2025 Topps WWE Chrome cards featuring two winners from the Superstars at Wrestlemania 41 for store credit. Okay? Did a little bit of research. WrestleMania 41 hasn't happened yet. So had to make sure that was the case.
We're like exactly a month away.
Okay, there you go. And if you go on the website, you see four wrestlers, and they are Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. They're on the women's side. And then you got on the men's side, it's Gunther versus Jey Uso, who I first heard about when Will was on the show several weeks ago. So Will, first, what do you think of the buyback program for the WWE cards? And second, who are you betting on to win at WrestleMania 41?
Well, first off, it's a crock of garbage because those two matches are only half of the championship matches that are going on during WrestleMania.
Okay.
For the men's side, it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus John Cena.
I was going to ask that.
And then for the women, it's my PC, Io Sky, the current champion. She defeated Rhea Ripley, who was the champion. Yep. And it's probably, we're still waiting to see what happens next week on Raw. But it's probably going to be a three-way match between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. So next Monday, Rhea's doing a rematch versus Io, and for some reason Bianca Belair is the guest referee. So hijinks will ensue, and they're gonna work their way towards a three-way match. So the reason I say it's a crock of garbage is because this year I went heavy on box breaks of Topps Chrome. And because Io Sky is my PC, I chased her like crazy. So I have so many base cards of Io Sky.
Yeah.
And had they chosen her as one of the potential winners, or one of the buyback cards, then I would have made a tidy little profit. But now I just have a whole bunch of base cards.
But well, you didn't know that they were going to do this program, so you're collecting her base cards anyway, right?
Yeah. So what's interesting is I think we knew kind of early on that there was going to be a buyback.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it was going to be tied to WrestleMania, but they didn't give details as to what.
Oh, I see.
So I think that's why when I'm participating in the breaks, a lot of the breaks that I participated in, they said that base cards would ship. So I wonder if they already knew that people would complain. Because it's not normal for when you're participating in a break for for
That's true.
base to be shipped as well.
Right.
Yeah, but going back to the two matches that are happening, Jey Uso, who was Roy, what did you call him?
The Pikachu of the WWE.
He's the Pikachu of the WWE. Why was it again?
Because he never won a championship yet until, I guess Pikachu took 25 years to get the world championship. And at the time, Jey Uso was the fan favorite.
Fan favorite, right.
Yeah, the fan favorite without a championship. So
Yeah. So,
That's right.
I mean, that's a perfect description of Jey Uso. He's still got all the fan support.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying it's like pretty much a foregone conclusion that Jey Uso will win. There's just too much. He's got too much fan support. He's got too much. Just too much heat on him.
Right.
And Gunther's championship reign has been very lackluster. He's like a very well-regarded, well-respected wrestler, and he's young. But a lot of people feel that once he became champ, it's a little bit too much for him. He's not at that level where he can hold people's attention.
Interesting.
And that's the thing with wrestling, right? It's not just your athletic skills, it's your mic skills, it's your ability to tell a story and to hold the attention of fans. So I think Jey Uso is probably going to win. And if you look at like buying out base cards right now off eBay, the Gunther base cards are cheaper than the Jey Uso ones because there's tons of speculation going on. And then with Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton's kind of like Gunther in that way that she's really like she's a lot greener, a lot newer, very beloved by the fans. Like she was she was a heel, so like a villain, but the fans loved her so much that she became a babyface or hero.
Right.
And then Charlotte Flair just came back out of nowhere, and she's like the most dominant woman wrestler in history. And people are really annoyed because they think, oh, she just came back, she won the Royal Rumble, and they're just going to hand her the championship back. So there's a lot of speculation that she's going to win, and just a lot of disappointment that she might win. So I know this is very long, and we lost 60% of the people listening to this pod.
I like it.
But the thing that's weird about this buyback program is it's actually all in the control of WWE's creative team.
Right.
Right? Like, it's not like Shohei batted 350, hit 75 home runs and 120 stolen bases, and pitched a 1.9 ERA. So he's obviously the MVP. This is like the writing team is just like, let's give it to Tiffany Stratton or let's give it to Charlotte Flair. So it's kind of weird that they're doing it because really the writers, they all know, like they've already got an idea of who's going to win. So there's a little bit of collusion. I don't know. Maybe this is something we have to dig deeper into.
That's true.
There might be a production assistant.
Stacks of base cards at their house.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my what's it called review of the Topps buyback program for WWE.
Appreciate that. No, I've learned a lot. So I was gonna, on your advice, just pick up a stack of Jey Uso, but then you just mentioned that they could just write a script, and just screw a lot of people over if they wanted to, right? So I'm not sure how that's gonna work. It'll be interesting.
Is there betting on like WWE?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they can. That would be that would be so problematic.
Right. Yeah, for sure. You already answered my question, but why wouldn't they use, like, I was confused. I thought it was John Cena and Cody Rhodes. That was the championship match that everyone's looking forward to. And then when I saw this, I'm like, wait, what? They're not part of the championship, but there were multiple championships. Is that what you're saying?
There are 2 men's belts and 2 women's belts. It's kind of rooted in the fact that there was a Raw champion, like Monday Night Raw champion, and a Friday Night SmackDown champion. But they've converted it to, I can't even remember the names. But yeah, they're not necessarily called the Red and Blue Championship anymore, or the Raw Championship or the SmackDown Championship, but there's 1 belt for each show.
Okay. Learned something new. I don't know. The only thing I could think of why they wouldn't have done the buyback program for Cena and Rhodes was maybe no one would want to trade Cena or Rhodes cards in. They're much more popular. And I'm not sure what their base cards are worth or what their refractor cards are worth. So it might not make it worthwhile.
No, they were all worth pennies. Like, base cards are the same.
Okay.
Yeah, like, nobody's chasing base. It's not 2021, Clark.
All right, then I'm confused. I'm genuinely confused. Roy, any thoughts on the WWE buyback program after learning everything we did from Will? And I'm curious as well, because I know you're into Pokemon cards and TCG. Do you think a buyback program like this could work for something like Pokemon?
I mean, it would be nice just because the more you rip, the more like chances you're not going to hit big. So having a buyback program of something would be nice. But I think at the end of the day, Pokemon is a TCG and that's their main focus. Like, they don't care about value. They don't care about what a card's worth. It's like if it's the card playable, and that's like Pokemon's main concern is the focus of the TCG. So it would be nice for the people who are ripping, but in terms of does it make sense, I don't think it makes sense.
That's true. But at the same time, like, both our kids rip a ton and we rip a ton. Let's be real, we rip a ton as well.
I mean, the more you rip, you're basically going to get a buyback over time, right? Like we've seen over the past few months, some cards that we thought were worth $2. We were like, oh shoot, it's worth like $30 now. It's essentially a buyback, right? You just sell it to someone else.
An unofficial buyback program.
I have an idea for Pokemon. Why don't they could do a buyback for like the winning deck of the World Championship or something, or the last card played, like a Nido King.
Or just throwing out some random Pokemon.
Yeah, just trying to think of the most random, useless Pokemon that nobody would have. And it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I've been collecting Nido Kings for 15 years or for the last year.
Yeah, but like I'm not too familiar with the actual card game itself, but usually if the card's playable, it's already worth something because people want to buy it in their deck. And then if there's a tournament with a deck that's not part of the meta, someone kind of created something creative, like a creative deck, and there's a card that kind of was, help win that championship, that those cards typically will go up anyway because people are like, oh, okay, this is an interesting deck. Let me try to play it. It might be fun. And then all those playable cards will kind of go up in price.
I mean, it's such a tangent. I mean, I'm going on a tangent, Clark, so you're going to have to get us back on the rails. But it's so wild that there's an actual game that's played with the Pokemon cards. And I've never read any of the text on any of the Pokemon cards that I have. And that makes you wonder, like, what if there's like a full art card that's actually like a really good playable card? So it's got like double value. Or maybe the people who play the game are like, oh my god, I wish that card wasn't so popular with all these casuals. Because now I can't even get that card.
I like, again, I'm not too familiar with the TCG, but I think most full art cards have the same like playability as like their base card. It's just kind of you're flexing with like a nicer looking card. So if there's like a regular EX, and then there's like a full art version, like typically I feel like they're the same because I've been playing like that Pokemon TCG Pocket game that came on the phone.
Yeah. And
a lot of the cards, like there's a regular base card, and then there's like a nicer full art card, and they do this exact same damage, same attacks. So I feel it's kind of more of a flex, but I don't know if that translates to the actual card game itself.
Yeah. I'm curious, like what the breakdown is between like who actually plays the TCG game versus collectors.
Oh,
do you like?
I feel like it's like 1% are actual game players these days.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Maybe like back then it was a little bit more split, but I feel like because there's so much money coming in,
that's true.
That's all people see, right? So.
Yeah. I like Will's idea. Kind of like, with so many quote unquote base cards, and then you're going to have that in bulk. If you could create some kind of like incentive to gather all of them and then ship it. This is another thing. Who are you going to ship it to, right? Like, I guess if you get the hobby shops involved, right? Like the Topps buyback program, maybe they can issue a special card, or a redemption card. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like if you send in like 50 of them, you get this like promo card that you can't get unless you send them in. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I think that's doable, and I've been doing a lot more research because Roy, you're getting me deeper into Pokemon, and like these promo cards at these World Championship tournaments, like they could do more of that. I think that would be a good chase, for example, for just people that like to collect Pokemon cards, and that could have some value.
Yeah, right? For sure. Like I think there used to be these programs like where you have to send in a few cards, you mail it in, and then they'll send you a promo card back if you like fulfill all the requirements. So
there you go. I'll say this one thing. I didn't think this intro would be going this long, so this might be a 3-hour episode. With Will and Roy, I gotta expect it. I gotta expect a marathon. But I have this Instagram account called @GameCardGuys. It's kind of my 5-card guys for TCG. And I'm going to say this one thing. The people that are critics of like Pokemon cards are just way more vicious than sports card guys. Okay,
like
really? Their comments are like with the whole flipping game and calling them scalpers and there's a lot of money into Pokemon now, and there's a lot of people really, really angry about not being able to just play the game. They're like, we just want to play the game. They're really angry about that. So anyway, I thought that was kind of a little funny, but they're passionate. Pokemon players are definitely passionate. All right, let's move on to hobby headlines. Okay, by now you heard about the $1.1 million sale of the Paul Skenes MLB Debut Patch 1/1 rookie autograph card. And you probably also heard that the winning bidder was none other than Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, Dick's already announced that they would display the card in one of its stores near their headquarters, and I think it's in Western Pennsylvania. Now, if you remember, another company got into the memorabilia game last fall. That was Shohei Ohtani's 50th home run ball during his historic 50-50 season. And it was on auction at Golden, sold for $4.4 million. And the winning bidder, if you remember that, was a Taiwan-based investment firm called UC Capital. And I don't know if you know what happened to the ball.
No.
Did you read up on that? They put it on public display inside Taipei 101, which is Taiwan's tallest building. So if you go to Taipei 101, you can see Ohtani's 50-50 ball. So I'm just saying this because it seems like these big ticket high-end items, they're almost being used as a marketing tool to get more attention, right, on the company that bought it, which I don't think is a bad plan. I'll bring up one more example, and it's not a company. It's an individual with lots of money. His name's Logan Paul, and he, of course, bought that Pikachu Illustrator PSA 10, which is valued at more than $5 million. So my question is, what do you think of this trend of big chase cards going for so much money that only millionaires or corporations can own them? Do you think it's good for the hobby with all the attention that it brings to the hobby? Or is this making the hobby just too expensive for regular collectors? What do you think?
Well, I think it's a little bit ridiculous that people would get upset, like regular people would get upset about this, because it's like me getting upset that Anna de Armas won't date me. It's like I never had a chance, so why am I getting upset? It's like, oh, she's dating Ben Affleck. It's like, oh, that guy gets to date all the beautiful women. It's like, I never had a chance, so
right.
What would I care? And yeah, it's not changing my hobby collecting, right? And anyone who really is upset that they lost out on the chance to get that Paul Skenes card, you have a lot of money, so you should have put more money in, right? Like, that's just like being upset that, that you lost out on an eBay auction for $62 when you should have bet $64, Put more money in next time.
But let me ask you this then. Downstream of that, before the frenzy of the auction, everyone's chasing this big card. So in turn, the products which the cards are in, the prices are elevated for that reason, right? So, we can't get a box of Topps Chrome Update because of these MLB Debut Patch cards for a decent price. So do you know what I mean? Do you think that's an issue?
I heard you and John talking about this last week, just about like how the prices have gotten so inflated. Right. I mean, it really sucks because I don't know if we're going to ever open up any Topps Chrome Update ever again because of the chase for the rookie patch autos or debut patch autos. And even Topps Chrome this past year was like priced way beyond what's reasonable. I guess you're right. That does kind of suck.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there because I think even when John and I were talking about it, we couldn't come up with a solution on the spot. Maybe someone smarter than us can figure it out.
But I mean, the kid who won? I mean, the kid who won the or who got the Paul Skenes? What did they say that they got it out of? Like a hobby box?
Yeah. $300,
so, I mean, like, everyone's got a chance. It's a lottery ticket. That's like buying a $5 ticket to the lottery when it's $70 million plus and then not winning. It's like, you can't get upset. You know exactly what's happening. And then if you do win, it's like, great for you.
So that means you got, someone like you even has a shot with Anna de Armas.
You know what? I have a sparkling personality. I think if we met, she would very much enjoy my company. And then my wife would just punch me straight in the gut and just tell me to wake up. Yeah.
Roy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like when Logan Paul started coming out with, wearing the Charizard around his, when he was doing the boxing, it definitely brought in a lot of new collectors.
Yeah.
And, seeing the Facebook groups and like, the community, I feel like it was like split. Some people were like, yeah, this is what brought me in. And others who are, who are older in the hobby, they're like, man, like, why did Logan Paul have to come in? Like, now I can't buy anything. Everything's so much more expensive. But it's just perception. Like, if you're selling cars, like, it's great because all your values go up. But if you're buying, it does suck. But at the end of the day, like, we can't stop celebrities from collecting because, they're just regular people with a lot more money, right? And it's just what you do with it, right? Just because prices are going up, you can't complain. If you don't want to buy it, you don't buy it. If you want to keep on collecting, you keep on collecting. There's ways to make money during these, bull runs. And at the same time, like, there's what good is complaining about a celebrity getting a card or these companies, buying these multi-million-dollar memorabilia pieces? Like, it's gonna happen. So go about your day. Don't be angry and just enjoy the hobby if you want. And if you need to take a step back until things cool down, right? So,
and
for sure,
I do love that it was Dick's Sporting Goods that bought it because now it is going to be on display, right? Like if Jeff Bezos becomes a collector, he's not going to invite us all to his basement to look at his like LeBron rookie card. Like, we're not going to be able to ever see it. So it's kind of cool. Like, I think Pittsburgh's a great place to visit. I'm a big fan of almost all of their sports teams, and they've got 0% sales tax. So shopping's great there. So next time I'm going to go to Pittsburgh, I'm going to go to that Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm going to take a picture next to the Paul Skenes. It's going to be pretty cool.
Totally agree. Yeah. I hope that leads to more, not necessarily corporations, but more kind of like creative things that companies can do for these big cards, right? Because let's be honest, not a lot of us will be able to ever afford to buy, the cars that grab all the headlines like the Paul Skenes did, right? And, like on the other end, you kind of mentioned it too. Well, you could be lucky and just pull it, right? And, if you're lucky enough to pull it, how much more money can you get by selling it? Because of all this attention that, these celebrities, these companies are bringing to the hobby. And I think that this is just part of growing the hobby. And I think Hyung and I always talk about this, like there will always be people that just don't want to see the hobby grow that much because they like the hobby as it was. And, especially if they were in the hobby for a long time. And kind of what you mentioned, Roy, like, I don't see the point in just really complaining about something that's inevitably going to change and evolve, right? So I think that's where we are as a hobby. And for me personally, I think this is all great. Seeing the headlines, more headlines and obviously I'm biased because I have this podcast and I have something to talk about every week because there's always something going on in the hobby. But yeah, the more people that are involved, the more influential people that are involved, I think the better it is.
Yeah, and if these guys weren't showing off their collections or growing the hobby, like Pokemon would probably be dead. It was probably on a decline, and COVID helped, then it went back down, and then Logan Paul came.
Yeah,
it does suck. Trying to buy boxes now, but at the end of the day, that just means this hobby is going to continue to grow for the next 5-10 years. There are going to be declines, and we need the publicity. We need the hobby to grow, whether we like it or not. Otherwise, it would just die off.
I agree. Yeah. Well, any last words on this topic?
I can't wait to go to Pittsburgh and Taipei. And if Rogers Center and the Blue Jays wants to buy any of my base Bo Bichette rookie cards and put it up at the Rogers Center, I'm here.
Yeah,
just at me.
You know what? That gives me an idea. Like, if there is a top prospect like Paul Skenes, and there will be in the future, like someone that just like transcends everyone else, and of course that player will have an MLB debut patch. Like, they should do something with what the Pittsburgh Pirates tried to do, and Rogers, the Rogers company, they have a lot of money. They should just give some of it to Vladdy and get him signed.
Oh my God.
And then the rest they could just get, bid on whoever the next huge Blue Jays top prospect is and buy their MLB debut patch and, display it at the Rogers Center. That'd be cool. Agreed. Right? Yeah. Shout out to Sid who DM'd me, and he actually brought up the idea of he was amazed that Topps hadn't worked out some kind of partnership with all of the MLB teams and the venues to have a store, their dedicated own store set up in there. That seems to be a no-brainer. I feel like we've discussed it in the past in our podcast as well, but maybe it's something that's going to come. But right now, I guess we'll have to settle for, I don't know if you've been to any of those games where the Topps truck they just come once, one home game a season, and they set up and I guess they give out free packs. But with all the renovations that's going on at Rogers Center, especially here in Toronto, why not open a Topps store? I would go to that for half the game, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, ripping cards while watching the game. What can be better than that, right?
Perfect. That'll be amazing. All right, let's go on to our next segment. It's new. I'm looking forward to this one. We're calling it Don't Hate. Now, I thought of this idea because I'm always looking for cards that are undervalued, right? And in my opinion, it's a lot of these reasons it varies, okay? And for some of the cards, I'm wondering if the hate has gone too far, all right, for a certain card or set or anything in the hobby. So I thought we could brainstorm some ideas where we think maybe the hate has gone too far or maybe not. Right? That's why I think this segment will be interesting to see if you guys agree or disagree. So let me start things off so you guys have a better picture of what I'm talking about. I'm going to propose that the hate for Fernando Tatis Jr. rookie cards has gone too far. All right? I know there's a stigma to those who get caught using steroids, but whether you believe Tatis Jr. took steroids to treat his ringworm disease, which he says he had, he served his 80 games, and honestly, to me, it doesn't seem like he needed to take it for enhancing his performance on the field, right? If you look at his stats, the year that he came back from that 80-game suspension, he hit 20 plus home runs, and 30 stolen bases, right? If you look in 2024, this past year, he was injured for a third of it, but he still hit 20 plus homers and double-digit steals. And if you project that to a full season, if he did play the full season, he would have definitely reached 30 home runs and hit the 20 stolen mark. So my point is, he's performing. I don't think he's that stupid to, treat ringworm with steroids again. So if you look this coming year, because opening day is just around the corner, his projections are 35 homers and 20 stolen bases with a 276 average. Okay, and can he hit 40? I think so. I think that's in the realm of possibility. And finally, when you check his first Bowman Chrome autograph rookie cards. I bought one for $1,000. I don't know if you guys remember. I had a Tatis Jr. First Bowman Chrome rookie auto, prospect auto, BGS 9.5. Bought $1,000, won it on bids on Golden. I sold it a couple of years ago when everything was crashing down for $600. So I took my loss, and I just checked recently what it sold for, and earlier this month it sold for $355.
Oh wow! Wait, are those US? Those are US dollars, right?
USD, yes, USD. Yeah. So I'm saying, don't hate. Okay, I think I'm back in at those prices. And actually, I'm looking to get like a more rare parallel. And hoping Tatis Jr. goes off this year. So my question is, did I convince you guys that we're hating too much on Tatis Jr. or are we still at the right level of hate with him?
No, I agree. I think there's such a stigma with drug use and steroids in baseball that it's like, I don't think it's that bad. Like, everyone's doing it, right? Like, it's just, can you get caught? It's the same as like cycling with Lance Armstrong. Everyone's doing it. It's just, who's getting caught? So I feel like, yeah, the hate's too much on Tatis. Like, he like you said, he did his time, and his value shouldn't be that low. He's still like an all-star, right? So
I think he's a stud. Yeah.
And he's still young, so he's got years to prove himself. But will his image ever be the same? In my eyes, I'm like, yeah, if he's hitting, great stats, like, how can you not enjoy watching him? But I feel like the baseball world's a little bit different when it comes to that. But yeah, don't hate.
Yes, I got Roy on my side.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and it's funny that you're talking about this BGS 9.5 Tatis auto, because I actually have one right now. I got it in a trade, and so I was really happy to get that card in a trade, and I just feel like having a Tatis rookie auto or prospect auto, it's like it's as good as cash, and like it's gotta go up. Like, he's one of baseball's stars, and he's so young. Like, him and Vladdy and Acuna and Soto, like, they're still so young. Like, yes. Like, there are rookies still coming out that are Vladdy's age. Like, right? Like,
that's true.
So they're gonna be stars for a long time. And I look at someone like Bryce Harper. And like, I've been watching Bryce. We've been watching Bryce Harper since he first came in the league, and he's just built this career of just constant, consistent success. And I feel like Tatis is kind of on that trajectory. Who knows? Maybe he'll never get a championship like Bryce Harper. But I feel like his collectability should be high, because he's gonna have a great career by the end of it. And he's so dynamic. He's so fun to watch too. So yeah, don't hate Tatis. Yeah. And then actually, when I was thinking of something to put into this don't hate thing, mine was don't hate Barry Bonds, for the exact same reasons, like what Roy was saying. Everyone was cheating back then. And if you look at Barry Bonds' stats before his head got 3 times larger, he was still like a superstar. Yes. And Barry Bonds doesn't get enough love, so we gotta stop hating him. We gotta stop hating Pete Rose, rest in peace. But we are allowed to keep hating the Houston Astros. So
right. I mean, but the best memories of me watching baseball is probably like the Sammy Sosa,
Mark McGwire
age. That was such an exciting time of baseball just to watch. You're tuning in all the time. They're going back and forth with the home runs, and if it wasn't for steroids, it'd be boring baseball, right?
Well, baseball was dead before that, right? Yeah, because they had the strike in '94, and that really killed a lot of goodwill towards the fans. And baseball was just dying and dying and dying. And then all of a sudden, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, every night are just hitting these moonshots. Like, yeah.
I don't know how this turned into don't hate Tatis, don't hate steroids. Don't hate drugs, all right? Come on. Let's embrace drugs. But with Barry Bonds, though, the narrative is slowly changing on him. I agree. You know, like even like I'm seeing clips of like Greg Maddux, like pitchers that have gone against Barry Bonds. They will fully admit that he is the best player of all time.
Yeah.
You know, and so like even guys that you think would be upset at Bonds just hitting dingers like into the river or into the lake, where in San Francisco, are like in complete awe of Barry Bonds. But like even this year, Topps, they came out with the Barry Bonds autograph subset. Yeah. So I think, to my point again, the narrative's changing on him. So
time to scoop him up.
Yeah, I agree. Hyung, we already know Hyung's a big Barry Bonds guy too, so he's on that as well. All right, Will, you got one of your own that people should stop hating on?
Yeah. So I'll start with the less explosive one. We should stop, and this is also inspired by listening to you guys on the podcast last week. We should stop hating, or don't hate, non-rookie cards. So I know, Clark, you were talking about like Shohei first year in a LA Dodgers jersey, and then you were talking about the red ink, the Topps Heritage red ink auto in a Dodgers jersey. Like that's super collectible. And for me as a collector, I've always been more into the artwork of a card, the look of a card, and red ink and that heritage style. It always does it for me. Yeah. And so. Yeah, like why can't that be one of Shohei's most valuable cards compared to like I think you were talking about like a Bowman Sterling. Like what do I care about a Bowman Sterling Shohei rookie card versus the red ink Los Angeles Dodgers? And I've got some good arguments for why not. Why we shouldn't hate. So, what's the most like quintessential baseball card in the hobby?
1952 Topps.
1952 Topps Mickey Mantle. They did not make 1951 Topps, right? 1952 was the first year that Topps made a set, but Mickey Mantle's rookie year, or like his rookie card, is the 51 Bowman.
Yes, and
that's collectible. But people just like forget it or like just ignore it, like Hobby Logic. It's like, yeah, that's the true rookie, but we don't acknowledge it. Right. And we do the exact same thing with Jordan 86 Fleer. Right? That's true. The 84 star is now finally, after a couple years, getting a lot more attention and focus. Like even our friend Carlos, like you see he's got all these crazy 86 Fleer Jordans, but he's also got these 84 star Jordans that are coming in. And then what about like 2008 Topps Chrome Kobe card? Do you know what that card is? Why would the 2008 Topps Chrome card be valuable or be sought after?
The first year of Topps Chrome.
No. It is the one where LeBron is guarding Kobe.
Oh, okay, right.
Like that's a beautiful card with two of the greatest players of all time in the same card.
True. Right.
And what about just a couple of years ago, 2020 Panini Prism LeBron card? Do you know what that card looks like?
Oh, the Kobe tribute.
The Kobe tribute where he's dunking and it's this beautiful horizontal. Also, don't hate horizontal cards. And so like none of these cards are their true rookie cards or their rookie cards. And yet they deserve love and they deserve like to be valued. Like I would love to have that Kobe LeBron card or have the dunk, the 2020 card. Like those are beautiful cards. If I could get those in a gold out of 10 or for Topps Chrome gold out of 50, like that would be an amazing card to have. Yeah. So don't hate non-rookie cards.
I like that.
Did I convince you, Roy?
You see it in the Jordan cards, like all these inserts from any age, like they're pretty valuable, right? So I feel if you're a GOAT type player, like it doesn't matter. And like maybe down the road after all is said and done with Ohtani's career, that might be the same, right? So
does that translate to Pokemon, do you think? You got your first editions, but then you got like different iterations of the character, and they get no love really, right?
I I guess so. Like it's again, it's the GOATs, right? You know, the fan favorite cards are the ones that are going to be selling. Not like the Butterfrees. Nobody wants to collect.
Oh, we're going to bring up Butterfree now. I messaged Roy a couple nights ago, and I'm like, there are no good Butterfree cards. And he's like, it's a trash Pokemon. That's why.
No, I never said that.
He was
Don't call me
so hurtful.
That,
Butterfree was my favorite Pokemon when I played the games, like on Game Boy. And I'm like, there's actually no good cards of Butterfree. Yeah.
But yeah, back to your point, the Charizard first edition versus like, you know, other mid-era cards that are getting really popular. You know, the Charizard, like Sky Ridge and Gold Star, those are all coming up in value. So I guess, you know, the logic works with Pokemon too.
So
as
people
long
are
as you
not
pick a fan favorite,
right.
Yeah,
you're good. So I guess people are not hating on the ones that are fan favorites, like you said. You know, like what you said, Will, reminds me of my conversation with Brent on the pod last week, where, you know, he kind of said the red ink Shohei is not significant because, you know, you wouldn't buy the same for Freddie Freeman, or, you know, like he made that argument. But I think what you're saying about not hating non-rookie cards and it not being significant, both are kind of true right now, right? Because non-rookie cards are kind of, you know, they don't get that love, and that's the whole point of what you're saying, that they should get more love than they deserve. Yeah. You know, they're not as significant right now for the general collector. But I agree with you. I don't know if I agree with you horizontal. I'm kind of on the hate bandwagon on horizontal cards. It just doesn't look good in a slab. You know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, in a slab, no.
Until they figure out to make, you know, a horizontal
slabs
slab.
are terrible.
Yeah, right. You just hate slabs in general.
I hate grading companies and I hate slabs. Are there any horizontal Pokemon cards?
I mean,
I don't think so.
I think there's a couple that are like, it makes a bigger image. I think there's like some like vintage Lugia one where there's two that's when they're stacked together, they make one big image. So they're technically horizontal cards.
But how would you even play that card? Or is this just like a promo card?
I think they're not. I don't think they're playable. Okay. So
imagine playing a horizontal card. It's like, what is this card? That's a good one. Roy, do you got one?
Yeah, so you know, a lot of like people like Will, you know, they hate grading fees, and I feel, and especially like the tiered grading fee that PSA does. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you get, you know, you submit some cards and then you get an upcharge, are you really complaining? Like it, you know, like your friend that, you know, submitted the Ovechkin. Yeah. You know, he was expecting to pay $50, right, or whatever it was, and then he got billed $100. At the end of the day, was he complaining that he got a gem in 10 and his card was now worth like $4,000 or $5,000? No, right? So, and if it was like, if PSA had a straight system like most of the other grading companies, they would be backlogged so much that it would probably be worse than COVID, I feel like, at this time. So if they didn't have that tier system, people would just be flooding their cards. It would be junk wax era again, or junk slab era 3.0. So I feel like the tier system, as much as you hate to pay more, it's increasing the value of your card. It's creating, you know, I guess not a backlog, and you're getting more value for your cards. So don't hate the tier system.
Okay, I like this because it's that's totally out of left field.
Yeah, I hate it so much. I hate this.
Will's already shaking his head.
I hate it. Yeah.
So Will's going to continue to hate the tiered system, but you gotta admit his points do make sense, right? Like, what is the alternative? Have everyone grade at the same cost and then have this huge backlog?
Yeah, but the whole overarching theme or principle of grading is problematic. So that's why, like, it's like, oh, you should be grateful that this stupid system sometimes benefits you. It's like, no, I just don't want a stupid system where we value grading, like where we value a grading company's card, like the grade more than the card.
Yeah, but like 50 years from now, or whatever it is, all the $100 cards that are, you know, worth $100 now, they're literally going to be junk. Like the only cards that's in a graded slab that we should really care about are truly valuable cards that are worth like at least 1,000 to 3,000, right? Otherwise, it's kind of just junk.
But the thing is, like, you know, I think we talked about this before, where just say you get upcharged for a card, but then the value just plummets for whatever reason. You pay like a nice upcharge for a Wander Franco one. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, holy smokes, what the, you know, am I going to get that money back from PSA? Like, there are holes to what you're saying, but I like the idea. You know, like, honestly, I'm just thinking this out loud. I didn't even think about this before you mentioned this as a don't hate, but why don't they just hire more people? Like, why don't they hire more graders so that the influx, they can handle the influx? You know, I know, or just use AI, like, be quick to that technology, you know, and, you know, like, I feel like there's other things they could do to, you know, avoid that glut, you know, and you know what? Increase the, like, make the charges the same, but it's like $40-$50 a card. I don't know. Like, I'm just throwing out an arbitrary number, right? So you're not going to throw in your common base, you know, and hope that it gets a PSA 10, because, you know, it's probably prohibitive to do that if every card is $50-$60, and, you know, it probably will help them in the long run. You know, you don't have to worry about this tiered system. So I'm with Roy, or I'm with Will, actually.
You hate it.
I'm hating.
I hate it.
Yes, I'm hating. We're hating.
I thought so. Because yeah, sometimes I do hate it too, but, you know.
You just wanted to play devil's advocate. Yeah.
Kind of, but yeah, you just gotta sell the cards quick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then PC the rest. Because at the end of the day, if card plummets, card plummets.
That's true, yeah. We're playing that game, that's for sure. I like that. Will, you had another one?
Yeah. Oh, I got a hot take on the heels of that hot take from Roy.
Wow.
Okay, so don't hate unlicensed cards.
Oh.
Okay? Let that settle. Let that just really get in your nostrils there. Don't hate unlicensed cards. Look at, you know what I hate when I open up Topps Chrome or Topps? Sticker autos. Why do I have a sticker auto now? Why has Fanatics not figured this out? They've done such a great job with so many other things. Why do they still have sticker autos? Especially if it's like a young player, or like a player still in the league, or a player who's still alive. Like if you have like I don't know, like a Mickey Mantle or Jackie Robinson sticker auto, it's like, okay, I get it. He can't sign on your card stock, but why am I getting some rookies that are having sticker autos now? And then, like, what's so different between Leaf having a sticker auto card and that Topps card that has a sticker auto? There's not much difference there. In fact, I would argue that the Leaf one is a better card because at least they're giving you the best that they can. Whereas Topps, it's like, no, you don't have to give me a sticker auto, but you're choosing to give me a sticker auto. So you're treating me worse. So at least Leaf is not trying to do me dirty.
Right.
But more than that, with unlicensed cards, not all unlicensed is equally bad. You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can't just put them all under the umbrella of unlicensed equals bad. And I can see, Clark, your eyes are glazing over because you disagree so hard. But like, you guys always joke that I'm the king of unlicensed. But in reality, I don't collect very much unlicensed outside of baseball cards that are from Panini, but that are insert set cards. So, and they're usually just the biggest inserts. So Kabooms, Color Blast, Blank Slate, Downtowns. Like, Topps doesn't give good inserts. Right? Like, they just, I don't know why. They just can't do it. I like the manga one. That one's growing on me. And the home field advantage is okay, but it's just bootleg Downtowns.
Right.
So I like that I have, a Vladdy Kaboom. And I have a Vladdy Color Blast. And I have a Bo Bichette Blank Slate. And I love looking at them. And I don't really mind that they're unlicensed. Because there's no alternative choice for a really nice insert card of those players. So don't.
Yeah, I like those practice jerseys too. The pennies that they got.
Yeah, that's exactly my sentiment.
Yes, it's Topps practice NBA.
There should be a great subset.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of get your point. But, at the end of the day, yeah, it just doesn't look good. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. For 95% of the cards. Probably
right.
98% of the cards.
You know why I like the home field advantage? Because it's licensed. You know why I like the kabooms? For basketball? Because it's licensed. Not for baseball, but for basketball.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
So I mean, I guess we're licensed snobs, but yeah, I like the attempt. I'm sure there's 2 or 3 other people in the hobby that agree with you.
What if you could get like a Shohei PMG? No?
With the Dodgers? Yeah, I'm down. Or the Anaheim?
Yeah, sure.
But
really?
with the actual logo. I mean. But not unlicensed.
No, he's talking unlicensed.
Yeah, it's still unlicensed. But it's not like it's not like that what was that basketball set where they're all just wearing like tank tops? It's not like that. Like they're still wearing the baseball
was it
uniform.
a Topps Chrome? Like the latest Topps Chrome?
Oh yeah. The latest Topps Chrome was pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the one that's
other than the Wemby, they all look like they're just practicing.
Good job, Roy. Yeah. You're arguing in my favor. Don't hate unlicensed. A lot of people bought Topps Chrome basketball.
Yeah, like
Chase
me.
Wemby.
You're right. I bought the Topps Chrome basketball.
Did you?
And I still hate myself for it. True story. I just filed my business taxes, right, to my accountant, and then I had to like claim a loss or a gain, and then I was down 800 this year, which was relatively speaking not bad. And then my accountant was like, "Ooh, minus 800 this year, eh? Like, where'd you lose that money on, right?" And I'm like, you know what it was? The $650 Topps Chrome hobby box of basketball that I bought. I got $15 in return from that hobby box. It was gross. All right, I think this segment's a keeper. I like this. I think. Well, you mentioned we can do the opposite next time.
Yeah, there has to be just hate.
Just hate.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot more of those.
Yeah.
Will would just use what I use for don't hate.
It'll be the flip. Sticker autos. There you go. There's one already. All right, let's end off this episode with our regular weekly segment we call Pick One. Hyung usually starts things off, but since he's not here, Will, do you want to start things off for us?
Yeah. Let me just pull it up real quick. All right, so I was thinking about cards and like what I wanted to collect, and I got into like a little Vladdy and Daddy kind of thing, and I was like looking at like dual autos, and then it got me thinking about like father and son combos, and then I got kind of emotional thinking about my own son and how if he were to ever become an athlete, I already failed him. So he'd have to raise his son to be a star because I've already failed. But yeah, and then I thought about like I was like, oh, is there any LeBron and Bronny card? And I remembered that there was one. So the 2023 Bowman U Chrome Superfractor. It's a 101 auto with LeBron and Bronny. LeBron's in his Irish jersey, and Bronny's in his USC jersey. That sold for $114,000 in March of 2024. So you have to pick one. Would you pick that card or the 2022 Panini Flawless Triple Logo Man with Giannis, LeBron, and Kevin Durant, which sold for $117,000 just a couple months after in June of 2024. So valued right around the same, $114,000, $117,000. Which one would you rather have?
It's a trick question. It's so easy for me.
Oh, is it?
The triple logo man. I mean, no offense to Bronny, but it's that pick one we did a while ago where you're like, or not pick one, but would you rather have a dual auto and one of them's like a nobody and one of them's like, you know what? I know what LeBron did to Stephen A. Smith, so I don't want him to come after me by disparaging. I'm just saying right now, Bronny isn't that talent, at that level. But maybe he will be. Then I'll be wrong with this pick one. But right now, I know the logo man, there's no auto, but logo man in basketball cards is a huge deal. You get 3 of them, and you get 3 of them belonging to 3 huge stars. For me, it's a no-brainer.
I think I'm gonna go the other way. What? I'm gonna go with the superfractor.
Wow. Okay.
Like LeBron, he doesn't have a lot of autos, right? And this being a superfractor, we don't know Bronny's career. Some say he's gonna be mid, and some say he sucks. But
LeBron's going after you too now.
But at the end of the day, LeBron is, he's going to go down as one of the greatest players.
Yes.
And you actually have an on-card auto. It's a superfractor. Mm-hmm. And how many logo mans does LeBron have?
He has a few.
He's got a few, right? And how many does he, on-card autos, superfractors with his son does he have?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
you're letting your father-son relationship bias get in the way.
Yeah, maybe because who is it? Giannis and Durant. Yeah, those guys are pretty good, but I think I'm still gonna go with the superfractor.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
There's a LeBron and Kobe Bryant dual auto BGS 7.5 that sold for $8,000. I'll just buy that.
That's not the game. That's not your game, Clark. You always get mad at Hyung for changing the rules of the game.
I had to step in, play Hyung's role, but yeah. You're right. That's not the game. Okay. What are you doing, Will? I feel like we already know.
So, Roy, does the fact that it's 2023 Bowman U make any difference to you? That's not their NBA jerseys. It's their college or high school jersey.
Might as well say it's unlicensed.
Yeah, it's almost unlicensed. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Pseudo.
Yeah, I thought they were wearing their NBA jerseys.
No.
Yeah, I'll probably switch sides. And also,
who cares about that father-son relationship?
No, Clark's $8,000 comment definitely swayed my opinion a little bit too. I was like, oh, okay. It's on card with Kobe and...
All right, you know what? You wait till it's your pick one. I'm going to throw in some random garbage that ruins it. So, I mean, yeah, I kind of argued against my choice because I would pick the superfractor. So I was kind of confused because I thought, oh man, Roy's picking it's almost unlicensed. Right. But I think the things that the reason why I like the super is that it is on card auto. It is really unique. How many LeBron and Bronny cards will there be by the end of their careers? Right. And will Bronny's career end quicker than LeBron's career?
Right.
And then the other side, I personally never understood the appeal of the logo man, especially this card, because the images of the players are so small. It's just true. Their heads, and then the logo man patches just take up the majority of the card. So artwork wise, looks wise, I'm just not a big fan of logo man cards for the most part. I think, and also it doesn't have autos. I've seen some logo man cards that do have the autos, and I think those are much nicer. So had it been that, then I would have picked it, but I'm going to go with the super auto because I think autos are cooler than patches.
All right, I like that. Good one. Roy, you want to go next?
Yeah, mine's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be card to card, but I guess it would be a choice between having your Grail card valued around $2,500. So, if you're an OG collector, it's like having a PSA 10 of the Griffey rookie card, the upper deck, or going on an experience to your favorite team's playoff game, whether it's like the World Series, Stanley Cup Finals, whatever it is. A $2,500 experience, you get your tickets, you enjoy your night. Yeah. Which one would you rather have? Something more tangible or an experience at the same value?
Well, go ahead.
I'm not very much an experience kind of guy. I don't really care about experiences all that much. So mine would be just to have the card. Yeah, I'm very boring.
You wouldn't have wanted to be at the World Series in '93?
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool, but I don't know. Would it have been $2,500?
Well, whatever, like equal amount of.
No, but like at the same time, like the bat flip game, right? We had tickets to it. You had tickets to it, right?
Yeah.
You went to the game. Yeah. And then I sold my tickets to that game. I think it would have been amazing to be at that game. I think it would like Hyung talks about it, just like how crazy it was and all that kind of stuff. But I was at my friend's condo with like 15 of my friends watching it, and that was equally a special experience. And like I watched the Raptors win their championship in another friend's basement, like with like 5 of my closest high school buddies. Like we've been friends forever. And so that experience to me is just as special. So give me the card, because then I have the card. And then I can look at the card every few days when my wife lets me go to the basement and not have to do chores or watch Korean dramas with her.
Okay. That's interesting. I don't know if Will's just saying that because he's trying to get back at Roy for switching answers. Felt like he just shrugged that answer or that question off. But no, I don't know. I said this before on a previous pick one with Hyung and John. As I get older, I'm all more about experiences. So for me, it's easy the other way. Like I would rather have the $2,500 experience going to a World Series game or a pivotal playoff. And I went to the one where Encarnacion hit that walk-off against the Orioles. Nice. And it was electric. Like, I almost lost my phone. I almost dropped it. And everyone else is jumping up and down, and I was like, I still talk about it, obviously, because it was such a great memory. So, yeah, I think I would, and I don't know if it's the price that has anything to do with it. If you upped it by $25,000 experience versus $25,000 card, I might go for the card at that point. But $2,500, I could buy that card at any time, I guess. But the experience is once in a lifetime.
Yeah. Wait. Does the $2,500 card go value-wise down to zero? Or does it keep its value?
Well,
because
why would it go to zero?
Because the experience, card, so it's like I spent $2,500 and then there's no...
Right.
It's just my memories of that experience.
Yeah, just imagine this. It's October, Jays are in the playoffs, and there's an auction on eBay, and you're like, oh, there's this Vladdy or Bo or whoever you want to collect card, and you're like, this is a good price, $2,500. I could snipe it.
Yeah, but that Vlad stays at $2,500 or some. Yeah, but like,
no, it's
not going to go down to
with
zero.
The market.
Yeah, but at some point, if I wanted to sell that card, I would still get some money back for the card. Whereas,
well, not if you buy a Wander Franco, then.
Well, if it's buying a Wander Franco card for $2,500 or watching the Jays go to the World Series, I'll pick the Jays.
But
pre-scandal,
Wander Franco, right? But the experience is priceless.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
What if you took your son to the Jays playoffs game and you guys won, and he's like, that's a memory, that's a core memory he'll have forever.
He becomes a superstar baseball athlete.
Okay.
And then
now you're just tugging on heartstrings. So I change. I pick the one with my son. Or daughter. I don't want to limit her from getting to enjoy these experiences. I think just for me, I don't really care about experiences. But yeah, if you were to put, if it's for my kids, then yeah, I would pick. I'll probably pick an
Well,
experience.
you never know. If they lose, Connor might just be like, "Oh, Daddy, they lost."
I mean, I spent like God knows how much money. I still don't know to this day how much money I spent with my my family at Disney. So, and that was just for a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old to have an experience. So
that's why he's bitter.
Yeah, I'll do anything for my kids, but yeah.
Roy, what are you doing?
I'm definitely an experienced kind of guy.
Yes.
Being at that bat flip game, like you said, it was electric. There's like nothing like it. You go with good company. Those are memories you have forever. You look back every time there's another Jays game, or you see the highlights on TV. You're like, wow, I was at that game, and that's something you'll remember forever. For sure. Whereas a card, you can always buy again. That $2,500 Vladdy card, you could just buy it the next week because the pop is probably $1,000, right? So,
yeah. All right, that's a good one too. I like it. I should have expected this with you guys. Like, the rules change. Pick one's supposed to be a simple game, and then you add all these other things on it. Then it becomes a little complicated.
You change the rule first.
That's true. All right, here's mine. All right, and this is tailored for you guys. On one side, would you have the 2018 Shohei Ohtani 2018 Bowman Chrome first? No, that wasn't his first auto. Bowman Chrome rookie auto, batting stance BGS 9.5, and the pitching stance. Okay, they're both going for about $10K each, so $20,000 of value right there. On the other side, knowing that you guys are WWE card fans, Will and Roy Pokemon, you get the Cody Rhodes Panini Flawless 1/1 Wrestlemania autograph card, right? That sold recently for $10,500, and I'm adding to that the Mario Pikachu PSA 10 that sold for $9,500. So together, you got $20,000 in value. How are you spending that $20,000? The two Shoheis, autograph rookie, or the Cody Rhodes 1/1 auto and the Mario Pikachu together?
I mean, for me, who's Cody Rhodes? So I love that Mario Pikachu, and it's going up, but at some point it'll come back down. And Cody Rhodes, I wouldn't even know what to do with it. I don't know if I'd just put it on eBay, just sell it to Will, or contact Golden and get fleeced. But with Shohei, I know, at least in the short term, that card's not going to move too much. And I hate owning sports cards over and over again, but I think Shohei is the right answer for me, just because that Mario Pikachu, there's auctions each week, and I don't know about these cards, but I don't think they come off that often, do they?
I mean, it's just their base auto. It's just the Shohei base autos, though.
Oh, these are base, and they go $10K each?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I think I'd still go with the Shohei, just because we're going into the season, and if he has a hot start, you flip it, and I could just buy the Mario and Luigi without the Cody Rhodes.
That's not the game. You gotta have to take the Cody Rhodes.
You gotta keep it forever? Okay.
Oh, yes. You know what? I went either way. I wanted Roy to get back into sports cards with us. So got him back in.
Cycled him back in by you guys.
Got him back in. All right. Will, what are you doing? You know who Cody Rhodes is, so what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because there's reasons why I actually hate both sides. So that Cody Rhodes card, like, I like Cody Rhodes. I think he's like a good wrestler. He's very entertaining, and he's kind of the face right now. But he's not really he's not in my PC. And I feel like this sale was, because it's a 1/1, prices are just really wild. Like, there are other 1/1s from that set that sold for like $5K of wrestlers that I would much rather have, like HBK, like Shawn Michaels or Undertaker. So that 10,000 sale is just, it's a little high for me. And then the only reason I would pick the non-Shoheis is because I really like the Mario Pikachu. But Roy's saying that Mario Pikachu is overpriced. It's like, okay, then I'm thinking the Shoheis. But these Shoheis are base autos. Like, deep value. What's his name? Deep value investor.
Yeah, Brent.
Yeah, Brent. He's like, he hates like base stuff. It's like you got to go for red or better. So that all this being said, I would go get the Kobe LeBron logo man $8,000 and buy it twice. No, I would pick the Shohei's just because I think Shohei is unicorn level.
Yeah. Okay.
And I never said the Mario is overvalued. Like the last time I was on the pod, it was worth, I think it was like worth 7,000, and now it's 9,500.
Oh my gosh!
And that was only like a month ago.
This Pokemon market is scary. Like,
yeah,
it's like it's like musical chairs. Like somebody's gonna get stuck.
It's coming, but we had our rip session right at Young Studio, and I remember then that was even more recent, and Mario Pikachu was at 8K at that point.
Yeah.
So it's still going up.
Still going up.
So I thought, it's interesting you both go Shohei. I was
imagine if Clark picks Cody Rhodes.
Mario Pikachu. I was debating whether to put the Cody Rhodes 1/1 or there was the Rock Gold Prism.
Yeah, the Rock one.
To 10.
The Rock one would have been really tempting.
Okay, but then it's like I know you don't like the Prism wrestling cards either. So
yeah.
Okay, all right. This is a Shohei sweep. I thought one of you would bite on the other one, but I guess Shohei's too. You can't give up on Shohei cards right now.
I mean, like if there is no WWE card, I would probably go with the
two Mario. Would you get two
Mario Luigi?
Oh, Mario
20K.
And Luigi, yeah.
Or like the whole, I'd definitely do that instead.
Yeah,
if it was Mario Luigi and like the two half arts, it's easy.
It's easy.
That's true.
What would you do? Mario Luigi?
Yeah,
the two
those
Shoheis?
Mario Luigi cards are so cool. I would pick those.
I'm sticking with Shohei.
Oh, really?
You know what? Next time we do the pod together, let's see how much the Mario Pikachu is at then. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it went to 5. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to 15. Like I don't know which way it's going. So it'll be interesting. All right, thanks guys. Always fun having doing a podcast episode with you guys, and I know this won't be the last one. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. We'll have a brand new episode for you guys next week. Talk to you then. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to Cards to the Moon. We'd really appreciate you subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can also connect with each of us on Instagram at 5cardguys, or you can follow Hyung at Integrity Sports Cards, or John at TradeU at Recess. You can also check us out at 5cardguys.com. Thanks again, and hope to connect soon.